We'll have the details, whatever I might have left out. Caller 10, these tickets are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Have you ever been impregnated with excitement? Well, it looks like you're showing. Welcome back to your new daddy, Alan Cox.
On WMMS.
35192. Want to send me a text if you're listening on iHeartRadio. Drop messages there as well. Simply done. Let me know where you are if you do listen on the app from out of state. Mary listens in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Andy's down in Atlanta. Molly is in Falls Church, Virginia. Caleb's in Louisville, Kentucky. Michael's out in Colorado Springs. And who's a new one? Andrea's in Riverside, Illinois. There, suburban Chicago. Guardians will play tomorrow night. They only won one up there in Toronto. But the Blue Jays will be here this coming weekend. Before that, Guardians are going to host the Mariners. So tomorrow night, that is a 6:40 first pitch here on MMS and on the aforementioned iHeartRadio app. So Mariners, Guardians tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are out Wednesday and Friday this week. So this week's a little bit all over the place. But today and tomorrow, I will have the last two pair of tickets for you to join me on Wednesday night for the Cleveland Funny Bus. That bus is completely sold out. You can't buy the tickets for it. There are only a few left for next Wednesday, which is Bill is your host. It will be our last for the Alan Cox Show nights on the Cleveland Funny Bus for this season. So if you are not able to get on next Wednesday, I don't know what to tell you. But they do a lot of those tours, and you can go to funnybus.net. But today and tomorrow, I will have a pair for you for the last 4 seats on Wednesday's tour with me, which will be a lot of fun. If history is any guide, it'll be a great time. A lot of fun. There's a guy in Columbus. He's a cop, and he lost his job with the Columbus Police Department because he was banging somebody at Kroger.
That's illegal?
Well,
if you're a cop?
Apparently, yeah.
Are they underage?
Well, he's on the job. You know.
Oh, he's doing it on the clock.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't having a personal relationship with it. It was consenting, but he ended up losing his gig because...
You gotta clock out for that, man.
Yeah. While on duty at a local Columbus Kroger location. But the thing that jumped out at me was the quote that they had fired him for excessive sex acts.
Ooh.
So listen, I've never had a job in law enforcement. I'm not sure what an acceptable number of times to have sex on the job is. If they determine that he had, you figure these cops that they put in stores, they have way too much time on their hands. Way too much time. So they're always getting into trouble in some capacity because they're talking to the girl at the deli or whatever. And she's got a thing for a man in uniform, and so it jumps off from there. The police chief of Columbus, a woman named Elaine Bryant, said that she had terminated Officer Robert Spann because he violated the division's rules of conduct. Kroger didn't want to press charges because it was a consensual relationship with a store employee. But they caught him on camera, and they determined that it was that it was an excessive number of times. And so again, I'll repeat, what is an appropriate number of times to be caught on camera having sex with an employee? I don't know if it was after hours. I mean, I can't imagine it was like, during the woman's shift. I don't know. Police chief said that he was caught on camera at least 9 times on camera.
9?
And that was brought to the Inspector General's attention there in Columbus. So I don't know how long Robert Spann have been with the Columbus Police Department. But it's been a rough week last week. They fired 2 Columbus cops within the span of a week. There was this guy porking somebody there at the Kroger. And then there was another cop there in Columbus named Donovan Beaver.
Yeah.
His was a little bit more egregious, though. He had been videotaped slamming a teenager's face into a concrete sidewalk and holding him by his dreadlocks.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
that's not good.
Banging the
Right
Kroger
before
girl is
Juneteenth. Come on, man.
Yeah, banging the Kroger girl 9 times on camera is not necessarily as bad as the other situation. But listen, I wonder if this guy could sue to get his job back. I mean, listen, it did violate the rules of conduct there, but I guess he doesn't have the added problem of it being, it was a consensual situation. But imagine that. How hot. See, these stories, and obviously they're not going to get into great detail because they're just slapping these stories out and putting them in the news. But I always want to know the things they don't report. What department did she work in?
Meats.
You think that's what it was? He's doing his rounds in the store there. He's like a rent-a-cop at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was like a side gig. I don't know. It says he was on special duty. So, yeah, maybe it was a little side action or something. But, yeah, what department did she work in? Because, a lot of times you'll walk in a grocery store and they'll have one of the employees set up in the liquor department, and they're handing out wine samples. Now, I'm not a wine guy, so I never take them. But you'll have
you
these.
must be going to different grocery stores than I go to, because that is not happening where I go.
You never seen where they have they have a wine department, and there's like a lady there with little plastic cups, and they're trying to sell a certain kind of wine, and she goes, "Oh, I want to try some of this," and no, thank you.
I shop at Sapel's. They don't do things like that.
What is Sapel's?
It's just an independent grocery store.
Well, it's like a neighborhood grocery store.
Yeah,
I'm talking about chain.
Yeah,
this is a Kroger, right? Chain, but you've shopped at chain grocery stores
every
before.
once in a while, but
yeah.
I try to shop local.
Well, I'm the closest grocery store to me.
But even the ones in my area, because I'm on 117th.
I bet they do that at the Giant Eagle on 117th.
Oh, I bet they don't.
The one right next to Target?
I bet they did at one point, but I don't think they do anymore.
Oh. It got out of hand?
I think they tried it, and they're like, oh, yeah, we got a different clientele here. Just hanging out, overrunning the free wine samples.
I guess so. Well, maybe it is a case-by-case basis. I don't know. But it's not, if you've ever been in something like that, maybe he was in a hoitier part of Columbus and started chatting up the wine girl. But Delhi is probably more like it. And maybe she was just a cashier. I don't know. But they're leaving out all the good stuff. And on camera, 9 times they determined.
Do you think he was like, well, can I at least get the video?
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm fired, but
yeah.
I would like to have a record of this.
At least I know it's evidence. If you just make me a copy, how about that? Whether an officer is on duty being paid by the taxpayers of Columbus or a private special duty entity, they are expected to conduct themselves accordingly. So in his mind, he's like, I'm off the clock with the city. I'm rent-a-cop right now for Kroger, picking up a couple of extra bucks. A lot of cops do that. And now they said that he violated his duty to serve, but he served someone, and he did it on camera. And it is amazing, though.
Yeah, but you got to spread it around. You can't just serve one person.
I guess so.
Your community.
I see. It is amazing, though, the things that will get cops fired and the things that won't get cops fired. And so this guy, listen, if you have to, there are police officers who've been accused of just awful, awful things and found to have done them. And they'll move to another city or something, or they'll get a job with, 3 towns over, they're a cop again. This guy could probably easily get a job because, again, he was just, drilling the girl at the Kroger. But, man, when you look around for cameras, the girl should tell you, there's a camera right there. That's not going to be conducive to getting it on. The city of East Palestine, you'd think that they had had enough problems with that train derailment and all of the, well, everybody knows what happened to East Palestine. This was national news. And the guy who had been a principal at the high school just got himself a brand new job a couple of towns over, a little bump up. He's going to be their superintendent. He went from principal of East Palestine High School to the superintendent of the school district a couple of towns over. And now he doesn't have either job because they got him on camera stealing the electronics from East Palestine High School. This guy's on his way out. He's got a new gig.
Dude.
And they got him. He's walking into school on a weekend or something and rolling out the AV cart with all the computers on it. Oh, God. These people. Listen, East Palestine, they've been through a lot. I'm sure this guy isn't exempt from that. But still, you got yourself a brand new gig.
Probably pays pretty decent, too.
You're going to go, I mean, I don't know.
Superintendent probably pays.
It probably pays better,
Yeah,
but you're out there in Leetonia, Ohio.
Right,
you know?
which your money goes pretty long. That's pretty far. If you were making $70K a year out there, you're doing all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's got to steal their
$4,300. Yeah, right.
Like they're not even. Oh boy.
Some people just
I wonder
can't
if he has
stop
gambling
shooting
debt.
themselves in the foot, you know.
I wonder.
Hired superintendent for the Latonia schools is now on paid leave from his current position
Still getting paid.
after he was arrested on theft charges. Gerald Del Bacchio appeared in court this morning and was released after posting bond. Police say he stole more than $4,000 worth of computers and electronics from East Palestine High School, where he's been working the last 3 years as principal. Now he's on leave and ordered to stay away from the district. Now, we obtained this surveillance video showing Del Bacchio walking in the school last Wednesday with empty bags, according to investigators, and leaving later, and they say the bags were full.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's walking out with giant duffel bags full of stuff. And he knows where all the cameras are.
Yeah.
What's he going to tell? I had some, it was paper. I had some gym equipment.
They say they recovered the stolen equipment in Del Bacchio's car when they arrested him Friday at the Latonia campus, where he was meeting with staff. Latonia School Board is not commenting on the situation.
So he's meeting with the staff at his new job,
Yeah.
and the cops can admit, hey, we have to arrest this guy because he stole the computers from his last gig. Oh, man. And the principal, too. You know, it's one thing if it's like the, I don't know, he's a disgruntled science teacher that lost his gig. But
He's getting bumped up.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a ding dong.
He tried to get hired as a superintendent out there in East Palestine, but they didn't hire him. They probably somebody had probably inside information on something else. They were like,
He likes to steal laptops.
yeah. Yeah, his resignation as high school principal isn't even effective until July 31st. And they already walk into his new gig, meeting the staff. Hey, guys, so happy to be here. Trust me, you don't have to worry about anything with me. Hello, is this Gerald Del Bacchio? Yes. Or the East Palestine Police Department. They found that the closet in his office, which typically holds laptops, TVs, tablets, and other electronics, have been cleared out. Maybe this is like Trump and the documents. You know how Trump, he's such a dummy that he thought all the documents were his? He goes, well, they were in my office. I'll just take them with me. These are all my documents. Of course, they're not, which is why he got into trouble. Maybe this guy was like, well, they were in my closet. Maybe these are all my electronics now.
I don't
Let me
think
bring
that's
in
the case at all.
You don't think so?
No.
Let me bring in a giant bag, a backpack, and put some computers in there. They recovered video game controllers, laptops, tablets, TVs, and some other items which were still sealed. And the value totaled to be about $4,300. So he's on camera. You get a new gig, and they're like, how was the last? Must be very exciting now instead of just running one. You know, and all the kids are going to be making fun of you, too. all the high school kids. Hey, did you hear what happened to I saw Mr. Del Baccio on the news.
But I think this is going to – there's a reason he's stealing this stuff.
Yeah, he wants to flip it.
Well, he wants to flip it, but there's like he's in debt for some reason, which my guess is gambling, or they're going to find out he's got some sort of drug problem.
Really?
I mean,
Like Ryan Gosling in what was that movie, Half Nelson, where he was a teacher who smoked crack? Remember Half Nelson?
I didn't see that one.
Old Ryan Gosling. Good movie. 06.
Oh, crackhead, my crackhead.
He's he's a history teacher in Brooklyn, but at night he's like smoking crack and partying, and maybe it is like that.
I just can't imagine. These are not the actions of somebody in their right mind.
Alan, maybe there was something on those computers he didn't want being found.
That could also be.
Yeah, but then you just pull the drives. You don't take the whole computer.
You reset them.
Unless this guy doesn't understand how things work.
Maybe. I think he was trying to, like you said, he's going to flip them, but it's because he's trying to cover. He's either like gambled too much and he lost a bunch of money from that, or he's got some sort of addiction.
Alan, maybe he was mainframed.
Well, either way, school's out.
I like he's on paid leave.
Right.
So the new gig, they're like, let's figure out what this is first, and then we'll.
That's probably just how they have to approach it.
Yeah. Yep. That cop at Kroger should have gone the Shaggy route and said that it wasn't him on Yeah, you can do that once or twice.
Not 9 times.
Not 9 times they get you.
Did you hear? Someone sent me this, and I've seen it just in my algorithm. The guy that he does the cover, like he'll make something sound like Disturbed or whatever, and he did Shaggy.
Oh, I just saw that this morning. Yeah.
As
that was
Disturbed.
funny.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Alan, maybe he's on paid leave because the new school wanted the computers. Tell you what, you're going to get this gig if you can lift all of those computers from the high school. You know how tight budgets are now for education? They're getting slashed left and right.
Hey, Alan. I was listening to the podcast from Friday, and you were talking about when you did stand-up and stuff. You should try to be funny for a living again. That'd be pretty awesome.
You son of a bitch. I said a long time ago. I'm not going to be funny ever again. It's too painful for me, for you, the whole thing. You son of a motherless goat.
Got you. I saw Cam do stand-up on Friday because
Cam Patterson.
Cam Patterson popped into the show that I was on over at Wine Bar. This guy, Connor, he runs Follow the Crowd comedy, and Cam popped on. Just so funny.
Yeah.
Funny dude.
Alan, Rob texted me. I'm originally from East Palestine. There's a very large drug problem in that little town.
Yeah, I
so I
figured
wouldn't doubt
as
it one
much.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks. I mean, but I would also think that if you're the principal of the high school, that might be tough to hide. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Gambling is a good explanation. But you'd also think you would take great pains if you're the principal and you don't know where all the cameras are. You would think that you would take great pains to either disable. You stole the computers but not the cameras? Turn the cameras off and then steal those.
You may have had the headstones but not the bodies? Why?
Yeah. Pull the poltergeist move there. Man, some people.
You gotta know where the cameras are.
Yeah, you do.